Hey, my name is James Johnson. I've been a wealth advisor for well over 20 years now. Ex-Marine, really no such thing. I'm top of the table for MDRT. Now, MDRT is the $1 million roundtable. It's the most prestigious, oldest, and largest financial planning institution in the world. If you qualify for it, you're in the top 5%. If you're top of the table, you're in the top 1%. I was a master lead advisor for Ed Slott for over 9 years. I'm a father of two, and I'm a Rotarian. And what I want to talk to you about today is I want to talk to you about a subject I've talked on here before about called spender, saver, wealth creator, and legacy provider. And a very large portion of the population that's out there are what we call spenders or savers. And what I want to help you to do is I want to help you to understand the difference between these things so that you can start to move yourself up the ladder to not only become a wealth creator, but to become a legacy provider. So let's get going here. We've got over here spender, saver, and wealth creator and legacy provider. So let's start with the spender. The spender always operates below what we call the zero line. The zero line means they got no money. They're broke. Income to them is really irrelevant because the bottom line is their lifestyle requires 100% of after-tax cash flow. Excuse me. They buy everything on credit and they live below the zero line at all times and they're broke. So when we go over here and we get to what we call the saver, they're very different people. They save, they save, they save. They hate borrowing. They live just above the zero line. So they have a steady income. They rarely borrow on credit. And then if they need to buy something, they save up and then they buy it and they go back to the zero line. And they save up and they buy it and they go back to the zero line. And occasionally they get a little close to the zero line or below the zero line, meaning that maybe they don't have just enough to buy it, but they'll buy a little bit on credit and they'll buy the rest of it. Now, a wealth creator is very different. A wealth creator desires to live the lifestyle they become accustomed to, adjusted for taxes and inflation, out beyond theirs and their spouse's life expectancy. But their plan is to spend it all. They want to bounce that last check. So they save and invest as they work, and they invest at work, maybe in their 401k, IRA, whatever the case may be, and they use credit responsibly. But their plan is to spend it all. Now, if you know me, you know I believe that you should live like you're going to die tomorrow and plan like you're going to live forever because you just might. Now, that wealth creator, they're out there building it up, building it up, building it up. But there's a fourth step in this process, and that's a legacy provider. So you get to that level so you can live that lifestyle you become accustomed to, adjusted for taxes and inflation out beyond yours and your spouse's life expectancy. But then you want to pass your money on in the most tax-favored way possible. Now, folks, there's a lot of ways to do this. But one of the most dynamic ways to do this is to use something called life insurance. Life insurance. Well, folks, I submit to you that you don't know what that word really means because all your life you've been taught one thing when in fact it's totally something different. So I deal with this all the time. I teach classes in large groups of people. And I always go around the room and I say, how many people own life insurance? And I have them put up their hand and they say, well, I says, well, when do you get paid? And everybody, well, I don't get paid. My heirs get paid. So what they really own and what most of you really own is death insurance. So what you did is you went out and you bought the most amount of insurance using the least amount of money for the purpose of dying. Now, why don't they just call it what it is? Why don't they call it death insurance? Well, the reality is no one would buy it. So they named it something that was more attractive so that more people would buy it. But what if I told you that you could grow your money tax-free? You could access it up to 85% of it at any time tax-free. You could put it back if you want. you could get most of the gains of the market, never participate in losses, and when you died, it passed on at 2 to 3 times that amount tax-free. So when you were over here living that wealth creator, legacy provider lifestyle, you could provide your wealth creator lifestyle, live the lifestyle you've become accustomed to, adjusted for tax and inflation, and never run out of money. But more importantly, pass your money on in the most tax favorable way possible. Now, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and put your thoughts down below. Tell us what you believe. Which one are you? Are you a spender? Are you a saver? Are you a wealth creator? Or are you a legacy provider? Which one do you want to be? And if you want to know more about how you build a properly maximum funded life insurance policy, which is called lots of things, laser funds and all kinds of other names that they put on them, if you really truly want to know how to do that, go watch the video that's linked to this on the 10-minute lesson on life insurance. Or just reach out. Remember to live like you're going to die tomorrow and plan like you're going to live forever, because you just might. You keep smiling, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.